Hello everybody, Thy Lord Roots here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Prison Architect. I guess while we're waiting for our game to get back doing its thing, we will try to recall what we were doing last time. I believe I was trying to build up this complex here and get us some maximum security prisoners. And we'll just put this on medium speed. We're going to need to build up some money for sure, but I believe at this point we have everything we need to begin at least laying out the framework for it. And so we'll begin doing that. Let me just bring up where there we go. Um we need to find out where this guy's going to go. I think I'm going to use these upward facing pipes here. And we're going to want at least 8 of the maximum security guys to recoup our losses. But I think if we go ahead and put these pipes in, they will be okay. We're waiting on a number of things, which I believe happens to include our things here, our cells. Now we want to make sure that this place is locked down pretty well, first of all. And then secondly, that we don't do anything to irritate our maximum security prisoners, because these guys are fairly hard. I mean, they will do many things to make us look like fools. That's something that we're going to have to think about. But I think we can at least begin building these over here. And because we have so much in the way of things here, I'm going to begin walling this guy off. Hopefully somebody will bring in... Why are we only going regular speed? Hopefully somebody will bring in something that we can utilize. Now, one thing that I haven't really been doing that would help with our escapes is I haven't been utilizing these perimeter walls. They are pretty expensive, but they could be worth it. Let's check and see what our goals are. We're still working out a couple of these things here. I'm going to begin maybe copying some of these cells here. And luckily we have 1 or 2 here. I think if we put in 8, we will be okay. We'll let these guys build those 3 for now. But everybody's on free time. Nobody's being forced to go into bed, it looks like. Which is pretty nifty. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this space here, but I am fairly sure what I'm going to do here. Now we have here a 5 by... Let's just grab the planner real quick. A 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got a 5 by 12 here. And the size of this hospital room is pretty high up. This is going to give us 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We get a little bit less room out of that, but I think we can actually do a little bit better if we leave this as our psychiatry office. But unfortunately, that does leave us with a bit of a problem if we do it that way. I really don't want these guys to have to go through the med bay in order to get here. I think what I may do instead is, if we just look at our planning here, what we can do instead is have a deal going on that's a little bit smaller. Here's the deal. I kind of want to turn that into partially a cleaning closet, but I just don't know if that's wise. We may just leave that cleaning closet down there and extend out our hospital, if not just slightly. Because, I mean, we got plenty of jobs there. I think that's what we will do. And let's just go through the deal here of dismantling the store. And when we grab that, we'll put it on the other side. And this hospital will be able to support a ton of people. Now, we got plenty of people shopping it up here, which is pretty nifty, although it looks like we have a translucent press here for some reason. But we're doing good on making the money at least. And whoa, it looks like we have an extra door here that may be useful for us. As much as I do not want to leak out prisoners, but fortunately it's on the safe side of the wall. It's kind of a bad place for that, though. Hopefully one of these guys will get in here and take care of this. And what do we have here? We have somebody behaving like a fool. Oh, you know what? We have prisoners here. That's what it is. Let's turn off prisoner intake. We've done well enough, I think. Although it turns out we can probably add our extra cells pretty soon. And that's something I'd actually meant to do. Now, what has happened here? We no longer have anybody on this patrol. Looks like somebody isn't active. It may not be a bad idea for us to hire another guard. As much as we'd like to get that moneymaker going as soon as possible. But we got tons of trees, and let's see how much wood we have. If we go here, we have 36 by 24 by 16. The question is it worth selling? And what is going on here? We have needs that are not being met. We need more in the way of food, I think. And that is part of the problem. We simply do not have enough people making meals. That's turning out to be quite a big deal here. So it must seem rather strange that we've got this, but we've got chefs that are teaching people. We're going to need some more anyhow for this other prison. Which reminds me, maybe that should be my next big deal. Maybe we should put in more cooking facilities. And we went into the red very slightly. We'll be doing better though. What are the other complaints? Sleep is a complaint. Hygiene is a complaint. And let's just go here to our programs and see how many people are needing behavioral therapy. Not very many, it would seem. And why is nobody... There we go. We need these cops working around the clock here, making us money. Oh, so be it. We'll get that going pretty soon, I think. Whoa, what is... Are these guys going to be able to make it in time? I mean, maybe part of the problem is that we don't have enough in the way of stoves and things like that, and we really do if we want prisoners to start learning to cook. And this may be why we've only had 4 people pass our cooking program. Well, then we've got an issue because we want people to be able to cook, to be able to feed us. And certainly I think it's an issue of just not enough cooks to take care of our prison population. So let's check and see what we have here. We need a stove. Certainly a sink wouldn't be a bad thing to have either, I don't think. I'm gonna have somebody working on that. Now let's hope we don't have to call the riot police here. I mean, whatever the situation is, we need to do something real quick about the food situation, and I probably should have done something about it early on to begin with. So we have a cooker that we can put down right now. I'm gonna do that. Now we're gonna lose a little bit of money from that, but it's well worth it. Because the trouble is, like, I thought we were just simply not getting any cooking done because of the fact that we've got, our cooks teaching. They can't cook while they teach for some reason. It'll actually be a good thing, though, because we need those guys anyway. We have 8 chefs. We might as well take care of it. And I think it's like one chef can deal with 2 sinks. But yeah, the education reform thing is it's not going as well as I hope. People are just not as enthused about education as I am, I suppose. I think that it's the perfect way for them to improve themselves, but they don't seem to agree with me. They seem to think that, you know, well, what good is an education, right? We've got logs coming in, which is good. We can use the money. Good. I think these trees are going to grow up pretty soon. We've also got a few stacks of license plates that, whoa. Okay, that's kind of weird. I've always hated the way that things accidentally get placed here. Let's plug up the gap here so that they can get out of their yard area, or stay in their yard area rather. What's this guy doing? He's operating the sink with what looks like an axe. I always operate my sinks that way. I don't know about you, but if you're in doubt, always throw an axe in the sink. Okay, so we are at $617. We're bound to get some from imports here, and we've got these trees growing up. A lot of logs here that we can use, and we're up to 6 grand already. Once we pay off that loan, I think we'll be doing pretty good. It just happens to be the case that it does take a lot of time and money to get these guys properly set up. And we apparently did not have that much of an incident, because if we did, then we would be in quite a bit of trouble. Now, what about here? We can get these chefs on cooking, I think. At least pretty soon. Let's see if... Because one chef, I believe, can cook up to 20 meals. We want some more, but I want to wait for the work period to finish up. And to think we gotta put the kitchen in here too. We got plenty of things to do while we're waiting for this thing to be built. Let's just take a look at our valuation though. We're at a fair amount, I think. We have about 300 grand. Once we pay off those loans, we will be making a ton of money because we're paying on our loan interest, almost 3 grand. And there the tension is rising, it seems, and I don't know what it is. I just can't keep these guys, doing their thing. But we're gonna want drug dogs eventually. And then before I sell this thing, maybe in the next couple of episodes, I am going to get these guys up and going. Now here we just happen to have lots of wood, and these guys are going to hopefully continue sawing it. That is going to be one of the easiest things for us to do because that wood, as it turns out, will make us a lot of money. Do we want another carpentry table? I don't know. Maybe let's look at our programs real quick. Oh, we have one guy that's finished but has not passed. And everybody seems to be doing good in foundational education, which is excellent. That means that a lot of people hopefully will pass. And maybe we'll have some people that are interested in the general education course. So let's see how this has increased our deal here. This has increased our food quite a bit. And maybe we'll actually have room for these guys here. I think we should maybe have another break room eventually because our storage area is getting rather underutilized here. This is actually helping quite a good deal. I think we'll put in another cooker here and a fridge. That way we can have 4 guys working at this. And we are making bank at least. I mean, that much is clear to me. We merged some stacks, it looks like. And we are getting a really good deal going on here. Let's see this here. We have a stack of 7 license plates. it might be useful for us eventually to hire another chef. Now, how are we doing on our population here? Carpentry apprenticeship is happening now. And unfortunately, we just aren't drumming up much in the way of interest here. But the teacher is in, and it's green, which I hope means. Oh, I see what that is. That means that the teacher is en route. Maybe in the future, what we'll have is we'll have the classrooms closer to the entrance. We have a few people that need to go to the hospital here. So green doesn't necessarily mean they're learning. Green means that they're in attendance. And it looks like somebody's working on getting our deals going here. The nice thing is that we can sell our wood if we really do get into trouble here. But we're making so much that it may not even matter. And it is time for these guys to eat. Now, here's an interesting question. Is anybody... Nobody's been trained to work in the kitchen yet. Now, that is doing us pretty well, though. We have just got to get this under control. Let's take a look at our prison population. I'm going to let this go down a little bit. Once we have 60, we'll bring in some more prisoners. Unfortunately, we don't always have the choice, it seems. In reality, I think what I'll do next time, except for maybe the solitary confinement people, or not the solitary confinement, but maximum security, I may have me a centralized canteen. Now, if we go here to programs, let's just take a look to see. It'll be interesting to see how these guys are doing. I mean, we are without incident at this point, which is grand. Given the number of prisoners we have, it's certainly helpful. In fact, we will very quickly go into the red if we don't do anything about that. Maybe I should have some money saved up for that eventuality. But in the meantime, I am just going to grab one of these staff doors here. We have 3 of them. And I'm going to wall this guy off. and we're going to have ourselves an awesome infirmary. Let's see what else we have here. In terms of food, that is going down quite a deal. We should hopefully find that everybody is going to be fed. But with that having been said, we should probably put in another cooker. I think that's going to have to go like that. I can't really figure out how to get these guys to go on straight. But hopefully somebody will get on this. And hopefully these trees won't kill me. Figuratively, of course. We got plenty of wood, it seems. We just need to get these guys that are making the license plates to make some license plates. And for that, I believe it would help us if we had more presses. I guess while we're at it, why don't we also set up maybe a backbone here and plop down another fridge. Even though we do have a lot of spare food. And these guys are waking up, it seems. What's this prisoner doing here? Has he been... He has been doing this thing, I think. But yeah, that education program is something we're going to have to get on really, really quickly in the next one. Oh, somebody's been caught. And we have a ton in the way of wood. Well, I think while I'm at it, I'm gonna wait for work to happen. And then... Or maybe it's safe to do it now. I'll pop down another cell. And let's see, these shower heads are going to be important to get going as well. Let's just begin getting our basic stuff going on here. So we have something kind of like the following, where we're going to put down some tables. And we'll put down some drains as well. How about some shower heads? These are terribly expensive. Well, not absolutely terribly, but they are pretty expensive. Just getting this outer perimeter may be a bit of an issue. But we have reform going. And maybe, these guys are going to learn to cook now. I think we've even got prisoners here working the stove. Which will help us tremendously. And we've, of course, got these guys bringing in these shower heads. I think they're going to start sawing that pretty soon. I feel comfortable. Maybe that's worth how much? 1K? I'm not sure if I feel comfortable doing that or not, actually. I was going to sell some of those guys there. That is probably not a, pardon me. I seem to be developing a cold. But yeah, I mean, we don't want to overdo it here. We want to be able to sell lots and lots of wood. And to me, it would seem the best way to do that. Well, you know what? Why don't we? Because we're underutilizing the carpentry shop right now. And what we could really use another instance of is a press. And with that press, we'll need some power as well. And now we've got an open deal going on here. I think we'll be doing okay. We're losing a little bit in the way of money. But you can see our prisoners are getting fed now, which is absolutely fantastic. And that will help tremendously. Because what that essentially means is that we have enough money now to maybe finish the shower. And I think, I didn't plan this out as well as I needed to. We want to maybe, where's that serving table at? We want to get this guy down here, and it may be possible for us to support some more prisoners in the future. At least I'm thinking so. But we're about halfway to our dill. Now, how did I calculate 36 or 32? We have 40 here. So we do need an extra table. And these guys are probably going to have to fight it out. The reason is that I was not wise enough to really do much in terms of getting that table going. Let's begin thinking ahead here. We need one cooker should do it probably. Maybe two. We might want these guys to begin doing their dill. Yeah, I'll put a cooker up here and a fridge up here. We'll put one down here as well. Well, maybe. But yeah, we're slowly feeding our population here. Everybody's getting fed. We have enough food for a ton of prisoners here. And then educational opportunities as well. Things that might maybe allow these cooking classes to have more people. And as you can see, it's maybe gone up. I just want to get this place going. Because once we actually get these maximum security prisoners in, we will make a fair amount of money. Or alternatively, we can do something completely different. Which would be something kinda like this. Yeah, since we have 40 prisoners, you know, I'm thinking this could get pretty ugly pretty quickly. If I was being clever about this, and I reckon what I'd do is maybe set this thing up so that it would not be such a bad deal. Let's see, are all prisoners fed? %41 still need feeding, so we're making a good dent in the feeding problem, but it's not as it's not as simple as that, it seems. Now let's see what we got going on here. We have 4 wood. We've got more wood than we really know what to do with, in fact. And I don't know about you, but I'm beginning to think that maybe I did not plan this out as well as I could have. But we'll give our psychologist at least a bigger office so that he doesn't have to worry about that cramped little office anymore. And actually, that is something we want to do because the maximum security people are being hardened prisoners and all. Very likely have psychological issues that they're going to have to deal with at some point or another. So, my thought is, well, why not? If they're going to, be crazy or whatever, and I think they probably will, then I think it is worth it to do something about it. Now, let's see if we can get 13 prisoners. We're going to get a mixture of prisoners going on here despite the feeding problem. We are losing income quickly. And we want to have a little bit of a nest egg saved up. So that when the proper time comes, that these guys, should the inevitable happen, and that does not look like it's too good there. We might run into trouble there. Let's just take a quick look at our mains here. I mean, in some sense, the sky needs its own power facility. And I think we are overcrowded by just a little bit. It's a big gamble we're taking. Oh, what is... Oh, I see. I placed a sprinkler. Which, maybe I should start putting in my kitchens. I haven't really been thinking about it much, but that is a potential problem here. It looks like these guys can multitask at least. So we've got our minimum security guys going. And you know what part of the problem is? And I keep on forgetting this. These are not safe cells to have, but we're making lots of money. I mean, we're going to eventually make a ton of money here, and then that will keep us going. And there goes the autosave. So I believe I'm actually flirting with death a little bit here. Not death in the sense that, you know, people will necessarily die, but death in some other sense. Death in the sense that I will probably get a riot on my hands soon if I don't do anything. Yeah, we'll do that. Our reform programs just are not working. And I can't really figure that one out. I mean, it might probably help that or harm me rather, that I've stuffed more prisoners than will possibly go into this one area here. And that can't help at all. But I mean, it's all about efficiency, right? We have to have ourselves an efficient prison, or else nothing good will come of it. We can begin probably. I'm thinking by the end of the episode, we will probably have enough in terms of space to get this going. Because we have more or less everything we need. We have. Oh, that was because a tree was purchased. We have the actual thing going, and they don't need a common room. They could just go out to the yard or go to work or whatever. Not immediately. We just need, what is it? Two more cells and maximum security will be taken care of. You know, part of me says I should just leave these logs around, but I'm gonna get a little bit of money from that, although it's probably better off for me to sell these planks. So when these guys come back, because it's work now, they can ultimately begin working on this. Now, I've neglected a couple of things here. I need about 3 grand or so to buy a metal detector. I need to set up a patrol so that we can get some people paying attention to the cell block here. Oh yeah, we will feed everybody, it looks like it. Look at how much food we're going to be making. Some people will starve. But then again, some people will not starve. And this is a little bit misleading here. There's, whoa! I just noticed that. That is... I mean, we'll need those gel doors eventually, but... That was not what I wanted. That... I mean, I don't have to wonder why I'm losing money. I keep on burning it in randomly placed objects. And how that was ever a valid sell is beyond me. That's okay, we got it fixed. Maybe we ought to at this point. In fact, I know for a fact we ought to hire another guard. Well, it looks like the food problem is well taken care of. And the minimum security prisoners are pretty much getting spoiled over here. Which is why, when the time comes for me to sell this prison, and it will probably come, although, come to think of it, it's going to be possible for me to get a communal sort of deal going on. Maybe I can come up here eventually and do something about that. Oh well, I think at the very least, I'm gonna I'm gonna do it. It's risky, but I think it's about time. Because we have these guys here, and we need them to do their thing, more or less. Now, there's some things that I have not built, mainly because I have not had anybody die yet. So, for instance, I have not built a morgue. We'll add in some dog crates because I'm making so much in the way of money that it makes sense for us to do that. We need to put a door in there, don't we? Just a regular old door. There we go. And I think it's going to be important. You know what? I'm gonna have me a random. I don't want to have a shakedown just quite yet. Maybe when the maximum security prisoners get in. We need another cook up here. Well, we need to make sure that I was going to do this. I was going to put a metal detector out here. And we have 16 stacks of wood here. Yeah, we'll get some money from that. I think it's going to be A-okay. Now, we're going to be fine for now, at least, because, as it turns out, and hopefully these guys don't come just before dinner. Why has nobody installed this pipe here? That's kind of the trouble with this game sometimes. You got the classic Dwarf Fortress thing going on, to where they don't really do what you want them to half the time. What I mean, it's a trade-off. As long as we keep these guys fed, and we will keep them fed, we'll be okay. Now, we've still got some rubble that nobody has come to take care of. And we got the chef over here doing his thing. Well, I'm beginning to think if we have this many prisoners, well, we should have enough food. And our maximum security guys have arrived. How many? 8. Perfect. Somebody is likely insufficient funds. I'll bet you, more than anything, that I placed a washing machine somewhere. No, cancel that job. Where are you going? Yeah, I see. Those are getting sold. Like this guy. Oh, they have to be placed to get sold, don't they? Why can I not just sell the laundry machine? That's peculiar to me. I mean, I guess we could stick it in here. But let's see, we got our first prisoner here. He is serving 18 years for attempted murder from a guilty plea. He's gonna be here a while. And these maximum security guys, you do have to watch out for them because They just like to stir things up. And I would thank them not to. That's not going to stop them, of course. They will do whatever they can. But we've got this chef here doing his thing for us, and as long as we're able to keep everybody satisfied, and we do. In fact, we want to hire. No, go back. Go back. We want to hire a policeman here to watch the canteen, which, in reality, we should have a metal detector in there. That would probably explain why I've got nobody in the canteen. Well, at least these guys are well fed, and we're making a cool 10 grand a day. And on top of that, we're becoming quite profitable. I'm going to put that there because it looks a little bit cooler. But we will need to start working on getting these guys doing their own thing here. I mean, things are getting pretty tense around here. And maybe after work, we're going to see if we can discover some holes. Okay, what is this guy doing? There's no need to thrash that dude about like that. I mean, look, I know he's back from security, but he's not that much of an ass, or maybe he is. So Gareth is a troublemaker. Who else is a troublemaker amongst these ranks? I bet this dude. This dude is probably a troublemaker. I bet. Maybe not, but he's going to be here for a while. And you know what I need to do here? I need to put these guys down on lockdown. Or not on lockdown, but I need to make it to where they have restricted access here. And when these guys are installed, let's see, who do we... These guys are just totally uninterested in work. Which maybe I should have figured might happen. I mean, they are hardened, criminals after all. Although some of them are interested in work. Some of them, they just go and, they do their job and they don't cause any trouble. They don't create any static. We have 24 here. Let's sell this wood and continue to expand. And I'll bet you if we start looking in here, we're going to, for these maximum security guys, we do, oddly enough, not need behavioral therapy. Okay, well that's kind of bizarre. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to set these guys here to normally open. Man, we've made a bunch of money so far. I am actually rather pleased about that. Of course, that means that I need to put down some phone booths. Because these guys are going to start complaining about a lack of social interaction, I bet. But once we get this done, we will be about halfway there. Halfway to our goal of 200. And why is this guy? Oh, this guy's in the holding cell because he has decided that he's going to do his thing. Now, that yard is maximum security only. And how did this end up? Did I break something? These guys are only to be maximum security. We have room for a few more cells, though, which I will promptly place so we can get more prisoners. And I may have overdone that just a little bit. As you can see, as we're putting in more things, the load is going up. And now I think would be time for a shakedown. We have several hundred places to look at. And maybe to make this happen faster, what I could do is I can begin by hiring more guards. We are getting rather big here, and we've got a ton of money. And we got money from something here. But we're over 10 grand here. And that's a good start. Now what's going on here? We have Snowy Wolf Noble. And sorry about that. Maybe go for another 15 minutes, come to think of it, but looks like somebody... What is up with this dude? Why is he... This dude is just constantly in here. Oh, we got lots of drugs going on, lots of spoons. Although, it does not look like anybody so far is trying to dig out. Which I rather like. Well, let's see here. Where have we overdone it? We got 68 prisoners here. And I think I know why. I've been neglecting to put in spare cells. We have too many of these medium risk guys. I think we have too many of these other guys too, maybe, but I think if we can get some of these guys a proper prison cell, and that's going to be the challenge there. But if we can get them a proper prison cell, then it'll make it much easier. Oh, no, we'll cancel that. I think we found just about everything. I accidentally canceled it, but maybe that's not as big of an issue as some might be led to believe. And now we got this high capacity cell here. And when these guys get hungry, they can just go over to the other kitchen and grab a bite to eat. We'll be making more than enough food to feed everybody at this rate. But we will want to we're gonna have 500 this round, I believe, that we're going to have to worry about. So we will want to take care of that as soon as possible. And the metal detector is working. That tax relief is so close. I mean, if I wasn't spending so much money on expansion, then I think we would actually be doing pretty well here. But we have to bring in tons of money. And we have to be very careful here because, I mean, we're still not feeding everybody yet. But our trees will grow soon at least, and we will be getting a cash infusion. How's our education program going? 14 have passed. We just need one more guy to pass, and we will begin crossing off some of these. Maybe even get 40 grand in the process. I mean, I really do feel as though I've accomplished something here. And I think that because we happen to know that these guys here are going to be well taken care of. And I don't. Why is nobody taking care of that? We need to. Maybe we need. I guess everybody's busy. We need another worker. Let's see if we do this. We bring in more high-risk prisoners. How many guys are coming here? 8 more prisoners. We can afford to have that. But if we're doing 8 more prisoners, then we need to hire some dogs. And that's going to be a good deal. We definitely want, to my way of thinking at least, we want a dog up in here. And we shall indeed. How are these guys not? Well, that's kind of weird. No wonder we're having bedding issues. Although, I really do want to dismantle these because they're all backwards. We really have made a ton of money today. And the more of these prisoners we get in, I mean, so far they're being pretty well behaved, believe it or not. Even though that guy's cooking on a backwards stove. Which I'm not too sure if I agree with, but let's get these cells installed here. There we go. Oh, what do we have over here? Oh no, somebody's escaped. Let's do a bang up. Okay, clearly this is not good. It looks like... Oh, quit escaping. Oh wait, those are regular dudes. This is very bad. That just destroyed our record. And I thought I had a guy patrolling here. I guess I don't. Negative 27 cash flow. I know why that is. I'm getting penalized for that. There has to be a guard here at all times. That is insanity, though. Like, it didn't take these guys long. And here I was thinking maybe they might be good. But they won't be, will they? Whoa, I set that to... I set that to maximum security. Well, I am really screwing this up, because I bet you what's going to happen is a lot of these people are going to get moved now. I mean, fortunately, exports has got us handled. But we'll finish the bang up. How many prisoners did we lose from that? We had 2 escapes. They always go in pairs. I really do have to stop building my yards near the edge. That seems like a really bad idea. What's going on here? Why is nobody doing anything, so to speak? Oh, grand. I've managed to slow down encoding some accidentally. Um, I accidentally managed to bring up Inkscape. Well, we're going to have to now wait for things to get better. Clearly, these guys cannot be trusted. And to add misery to mire, I've got 8 guys coming that are maximum security. I mean, I don't think we were ready for maximum security yet. I got too comfortable in doing my thing here. Well, it's somebody. That does worry me a bit. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but somebody's hammering away at this. Oddly enough, despite the fact that we have this issue, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit, and hopefully the frame skip is not too bad here. I do apologize for that. I mean, I think maybe I've put in too many deals here. Oh, I see what it is. He's cutting down a tree. But, oh, there we go. We're back to normal, it looks like. I guess at any rate, we'll just recover from this. We'll wait on our prisoners real quick, and then I'm gonna put some dogs on this route, and maybe hold off on expanding real quick, because it's clear to me that we've got the main problem we have here is that we go to patrols here. We need 2 prisoners here, and I'm going to, or not 2 prisoners. Why is there? Oh, there's that. we're going to have to watch out for them. Unfortunately, that's kind of the design issue here. They can, I mean, at least they aren't anywhere near the wall this time, but here we go. We have prisoners coming in right now, and that's very slightly improved my cash flow, and maybe the value of my prison will go up pretty soon. Amazingly, nobody's died yet. And I do like to think of that as a fairly amazing thing. But it is time, maybe, to begin increasing our workload quite a deal here. We are bringing in a fair amount of money from exports, at least, because what we've got here is we've got this guy up here doing his deal. Well, okay then, that's maybe not so bad. Our medium security guys are at least calmed down, but the maximum security guys, you just can't. Well, I wouldn't trust them anyhow, but see that at least we weren't hemorrhaging money like we were last time. At least we can afford to pay. Maybe one day when either Cell Block D or the education program, which we are so close to. We're not really that close to finishing it, I guess, but maybe one day we'll finish that. I mean, we could, and I'm tempted at this point because the prison is getting a little bit laggy. I do want to finish this. But at the same time, I want these workmen here to to finish securing my deal. And I think yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that for now, but maybe after we get this guy up to 200, just because of how much lag it's causing, for one, I think we will consider selling the prison maybe after we pay off our loans. And then we will let these guys more or less do their thing. It looks like we have at least somebody making a bed here, which will be nice. We need a grant. But until then, this has been Thy Lord Roots, and I will see you later.